Hi, I am Keisha Gale and I am a nursing student from Arriesgado College, and today I am going to explain and share to you the medical terminologies and the anatomy of the Unit 8, the nervous system, and the Unit 7, the urinary system. Let's start first with the Unit 7, which is the urinary system's anatomy. The urinary system's function is to filter blood and create urine as waste byproduct. The organs of the urinary system includes the kidney, renal pelvis, ureters, bladder, and urethra. The body takes nutrients from the food and converts them to energy. The kidney are a pair of bean-shaped organs on either side of your spine, below your ribs, and behind your belly. Each kidney is about 4 or 5 inches long, roughly the size of a large fist. The kidney's job is to filter your blood. The renal pelvis is the point where the 2 or 3 major calyces joins together. It has a mucous membrane and is covered with transitional epithelium and an underlying lamina propria of loss to dense connective tissue. The renal pelvis function as a funnel for urine flowing to the ureter. The ureter is a tube that carries urine from the kidney to the urinary bladder. There are 2 ureters, one attached to each kidney. The upper half of the ureter is located in the abdomen and the lower half is located in the pelvic area. The ureter is about 10 to 12 inches long in the average adult. The urinary bladder, or the simple bladder, is a hollow muscular organ in humans and other vertebrates that stores urine from the kidney before disposal by urination. In the human, the bladder is a hollow distensible organ that sits on the pelvic floor. The urethra is a thin fibromuscular tube that begins the lower opening of the bladder and extends through the pelvic and urogenital diaphragms to the outside of the body, called the external ureter orifice. The urethra also connects to the ductus deferens in males for the ejaculation of the sperm. So I have prepared 30 medical terminologies for Unit 7. First is the renogastric, or pertaining to the stomach and kidney; renogram, the x-ray in the kidney; surgical fixation of a kidney, or nephropexy; surgical repair of the kidney, nephroplasty; incision into the kidney is nephrotomy; condition of stone in the kidney, nephrolithia; removal of a kidney is nephrectomy; glomerulitis, condition of hardening of the glomerulus; glomerulopathy, disease of the glomerulus; pyelonephritis, inflammation of the kidney and renal pelvis; pyelolithotomy, incision into the renal pelvis due to the stone; pyelonephrosis is abnormal condition, disease of the kidney and the renal pelvis; surgical repair of the renal pelvis is the pyeloplasty; x-ray picture of the renal pelvis is pyelogram; formation of an opening between the intestine and the ureter is the ureteroenterostomy; formation of an opening between the colon and the ureter, ureterodegmoidostomy; cystitis, inflammation of the bladder; cytolithectomy, removal of a stone in the bladder; urinalysis, breakdown or disintegration; urinometer, used to estimate the specific gravity of urine, is measuring instrument of the kidney; urography, technique of recording or making an x-ray of the urine; urologist is the specialist to study the urine; urogenesis is pertaining to the formation of the urine; lithonephritis, inflammation of the kidney stone; urolithiasis is the abnormal condition of the stones in the urinary tract; lithogenesis is capable of using or pertaining to formation of the stone; lithotrite, instrument to crush or fragment to the stone; litholacpasy, empty or wash out or evacuate of stones; lithotriptor, or the instrument to crush or fragment using shock waves to the stone; lithotripsy is the act of crushing of the stone. Now let's proceed to the Unit 8 nervous system's anatomy. The nervous system is the major controlling, regulatory, and communicating systems in the body. It is the center of all mental activity, including thought, learning, and memory. Together with the endocrine system, the nervous system is responsible for regulating and maintaining homeostasis. Through its receptors, the nervous system keeps us in touch with our environment, both external and internal. Like other systems in the body, the nervous system is composed of organs, principally the brain, spinal cord, nerves, and ganglia. This, in turn, consists of various tissues, including nerve, blood, and connective tissues. Together, these carry out the complex activity of the nervous system. The various activities of nervous system can be grouped together as three general overlapping functions: sensory, integrative, and motor. The brain is the command center for your body, and the spinal cord is the pathway of our message sent by the brain to the body and from the body to the brain. A nerve is a bundle of fibers that receives and sends messages between the body and the brain. The messages are sent by chemical and electrical changes in the cell, technically called neurons, that make up the nerves. Ganglia are ovoid structures containing cell bodies of neurons and ganglial cells, supported by connective tissues. Ganglia functions like relay stations. One nerve enters and other exits. The structure of ganglia illustrated by the example of the spinal ganglion. 30 medical terminologies of the nervous system. First, neurology is the study of the nervous system. Neuralgia, condition of pain in the nerve. Polyneuritis, inflammation of many nerve. Hardening of the nerve is neurosclerosis. Neurogliocyte is a cell deficiency of the nerve. Neuroglioma, tumor or swelling in the neurogliocytes. Flexopathy, a disease in the flexogenic, pertaining to the formation of the flexo. Cephalocele, swelling in the head, pertaining to a very small head, is a microcephaly. Measurements of the head is cephalogram. Acephalus is pertaining to without having a head. Hydrocephalus is a structure of water in the head. Macrocephalus, large structure of the head. Technique of X-raying or recording the brain is encephalography. Disease of the brain is encephalopathy. Mesencephalon is the middle part of the brain. Hardening of the cerebrum is the cerebrosclerosis. Abnormal condition or disease of the cerebrum is cerebrosis. Visual examination of the ventricles is the ventriculoscopy. Incision into the skull or the craniotomy. The measurements of the skull is the craniometry. Pertaining to within the cranium is intracranial. Tumor of the ganglion is ganglioma. Gangliectomy is the removal of the ganglion. Inflammation of the meninges is meningitis. Ratiometer is the measuring instrument of the spine. Ratiocentesis is the surgical puncture to remove fluid of the spine. Psychopathy is the disease in mind. Psychiatry is the medical treatment of the mind.